Let's look at a question involving relative atomic and molecular masses. What mass of sulfur is required to react with 1 gram of oxygen according to this reaction? Sulfur plus oxygen goes to sulfur dioxide. Is it 1 gram, more than 1, or less than 1? Think about that for a minute and make a selection. Let's look at a possible explanation for each answer. A, the relative mass of sulfur is the same as oxygen, O2, so the same mass is required. Or B, sulfur atoms are more massive than oxygen, so more sulfur is required. Or C, the formula is SO2, so there's less sulfur than oxygen. Think about those for a minute and make a selection. We're looking at the relative molar masses in sulfur and oxygen and a reaction between sulfur and oxygen. So the relative mass of sulfur is 32 grams per mole. The relative molar mass of oxygen atoms, 16 grams per mole. Oxygen molecules, 2 oxygen atoms, would have a relative mass of 32 grams per mole. So just by coincidence, sulfur atoms and oxygen molecules have the same relative mass. That means if you took 32 grams of sulfur and 32 grams of oxygen molecules, they'd have the same number, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles, and they'd react 1 to 1. There'd be sufficient oxygen to react with all the sulfur. Now, you don't have to take 32 grams. You could take half that. Then you'd have half a mole of each. So you'd have half of 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd sulfur atoms and half of 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd oxygen molecules. Or 1 gram of each. That's about a 30th of a mole. But a 30th of a mole of sulfur atoms and a 30th of a mole of oxygen molecules would react 1 to 1. So the correct answer here, because the relative masses are the same, is the same mass is required to react 1 to 1 to form sulfur dioxide.